What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're focusing on Milan Lucic struggling through 5 games in Los Angeles, and what it could mean going forward for the former Boston Bruin power forward. You got to look at the thing. When they made the deal, the Bruins and Kings, I never saw the fit being quite perfect. They don't have a ton of team speed, and Lucic slows them down even further. So it's like, now what? And you look at, he's a pending free agent. He has his Anze Kopitar, and there's a finite number of cap space, and you got to do something, and you're not going to lose Kopitar to keep Lucic. It's just ridiculous. So again, that from the off the ice standpoint, I didn't get it. And from the X's and O's, open the year on a line with Milan Lucic and Marian Gaborik, which I compared to his line in Boston with Mark Savard and Phil Kessel back in 2008-2009. Obviously, the results were the same, and now he's with Jeff Carter and Tyler Toffoli, and it really just he's doesn't look like the player he was in Boston. That's just the harsh reality of it. It looks like he's struggling out there, and to see him going through that, it's like, what happened? There's a number of different theories on why he's struggling in LA. The Kings are slow starters, and for that matter, so is Lucic, always has been. And the other thing is, he's been in the league 8 years. Not only was he with the same team for 8 years, he had the same head coach, same system for 8 years. So it's like, well, the adjustment isn't as smooth as, they'd like it to be. And, it's just one of those things that I look at the whole situation. I'm like, good player, Stanley Cup champion. Probably not the best fit for Los Angeles. The Kings need to get faster. And, Lucic, again, is not the speed demon. Is not a speed demon at all. And, the thing is here, with Daryl Sutter, and he actually said this, I read his interview from practice this morning, every hockey expert in North America thought him, Gaborik, and Kopitar would work, and it didn't. The skill sets are just too, square pegs with round holes, if you will. So, again, it's just one of those situations you look at and say, if you could handle. I'm not saying the Kings would want to go back and redo the trade, but we're 5 games into it. The Kings don't look like they're Stanley Cup contenders, and Lucic doesn't necessarily look like he's comfortable in Los Angeles. They got the Sharks in San Jose tonight. Obviously, he had his debut against San Jose, and pretty much attacked Logan Couture. So definitely something to keep an eye on. We'll see what happens. I love Lucic as a player. One of my first favorite, oh my god, I want to watch this guy play. When I was 15, and it's like, all right, this fit isn't great, and my thing is always great players find ways to make it work. I'm not so sure it's gonna happen in LA, but we'll see. Daryl Sutter. I'm not saying he's on the hot seat, but rumblings. They're not paying John Stevens to be a ton of money as for an assistant coach to be just that forever. So we'll see how it all works out. Anyway, that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.